Smile and breathe deeply, everybody. I'm Frank Vaccaro from Dragonflow Yoga, and today we're going to be making filet mignon with 4 types of mushrooms. We'll be needing a big pan, a spatula, a cutting board, a chopping knife, stuffer mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, another type of shiitake mushrooms, and oyster mushrooms. Here there's a small glass of water filled up halfway. We're going to put this in the pan. We have a handful of diced carrots, 2 cloves of chopped garlic, 2 celery sticks that we haven't cut yet, 2 filet mignon steaks. We have olive oil, basil, we have curry, we have steak spice, we have garlic salt, we have cayenne, and we have Greek style seasoning. So this recipe won't take us very long. So like always, we take the oven, put it at 5. So I've explained why it's 5 already. You want it to heat up, but you don't want it to be at 10, so that it gives you time to cut the vegetables and stuff is not burning in the meantime. So medium is a perfect temperature to put it at. What you do is you take the pan, take the water, put it inside, and you just put in a touch of olive oil. Put in the garlic, let it simmer in right away. And we'll throw in the carrots in also. Let that cook for a bit. We'll cut the celery sticks. So again, I always cut my celery sticks vertically at first. I'm not a very efficient cutter, so I'm sorry about that. I'm more of a functional cook. So let's chop and let's throw that in there. Let's get started with the mushrooms. So these are typical white mushrooms. Everybody has them in their household. The other one, they're a bit more exotic. Not everybody eats them all the time, but they're delicious. So cut reasonable size pieces, and these white mushrooms are done. Put them in. The oyster mushrooms, you could throw them in as is. It won't really make much of a difference. I like to cut these shiitakes in half, but you can also throw them in if you like. And these ones definitely have to be cut because they're quite big. So all the mushrooms are cut. Let's pour that in there. Before we cut and put the filet mignon, let's give it a stir. Check to see if it needs more water, just so that nothing is burning. But I think that little glass of water that we put will be more than enough. So let's start cutting the filet mignon. So ideally the filet mignon would be completely thawed. I tried to thaw it from last night, but it's still frozen. So we're gonna make do. But try and thaw your filet mignon beforehand. It's gonna taste much better and it's gonna be easier to cook. Don't cut the pieces too big. And so ideally with meat, because it's hard to digest, if you cut it small from the beginning, it's gonna give your stomach less work to do. So even though paleo is all about meat, be very mindful of what's going on in the stomach. If you're stuck, it means sometimes you're eating too much meat or meat products. Maybe cut the pieces smaller, or don't eat as much meat that day and until everything gets regulated again. Pour the filet mignon in there. Give it another quick stir. Now if you like, because your attention is on the oven and not on the cutting, you can nuke it to about 8 or 10, but don't do so beforehand. We'll put the parsley. Bit of curry. Steak salt. steak spices, sorry. Garlic salt. Cayenne. And Greek style spices. We're gonna give this baby another stir. Here's an aerial view of this baby cooking. And so we're done. I'm gonna pour it in the bowl and give you a nice aerial view. So this is what we made. It's beautiful. I'm gonna be adding soy sauce. I didn't include soy sauce as part of my ingredients because it's not really paleo, but I find soy sauce really brings out the taste. So if you wanna add a bit, I mean, it's not totally bad. This is my breakfast this morning, believe it or not. And so in future videos, I'm gonna be talking about the importance of getting away from the idea of modern breakfast, such as eating cereal and meat and dairy products in the morning and all that stuff. I hope you enjoy this meal. Feel free to modify the meal, take away spices, add spices, but generally this is how I make this. Feel free to visit us at www.dragonflow-yoga.com. I love you all very much. Namaste and bon appetit.